Welcome to another edition of Tuesday's Tips. Well, today we're going to talk about UHF radios, and I tell you what, there's a massive range of UHF radios out there now, extremely high quality, and there's a lot of technological advances that have gone into UHF radios that enable them to have more features that you're ever going to use in a lifetime. But it doesn't mean they've got to be very expensive. And here, I tell you what, at Ultimates, we've got a massive range of UHF radios. A lot of people ask, what's the best UHF radio? What should I go for? And there's a lot of misconception about UHF radios. So I'm just going to go through a couple of quick points so that you understand some of the basics when it comes to UHF radios. Now, there is wattage. The maximum wattage you're allowed on Citizen band is 5 watts. So you really want to look for a UHF radio that's at least 5 watts in maximum. That's going to make sure you get the best range. And I tell you what, there's a lot of different UHFs that'll fit in cars these days. Anything from this handheld unit where everything's actually on the handpiece itself, so that looks excellent when it's mounted in the vehicles. What we're finding is on a lot of late model cars, you simply can't get a big bulky UHF radio to fit anywhere on the dash. And the last thing you want to do is go and cut a hole in the dash or make it look unsightly. So 5 watts and something that's going to not disfigure the car is extremely good. Now, when it comes to aerials as well, a lot of misconception. The higher the dB, the signal looks more like this. So it's a long shape and it's more of a straight line shape. And I'll tell you what, that's great if you're in an off-road situation and it's flat ground and you can see for a long way. The higher the dB is going to give you more range. But the lower the dB is going to give you a more rounder signal. So it's actually going to be shaped more like this. And what that means is it's going to give you great all-round performance. So if you're climbing hills, you're in bendy areas, or you're in spots that are undulated, it's going to give you a better reception all round. So choosing the right aerial and choosing the right UHF is extremely important. And here at Ultimate 4-Drive, we've got a massive range in stock. So we're going to be able to fit you out with the best UHF radio to suit your needs and most importantly, suit your budget. So don't forget, get down to the store, have a look at UHF radios, because I tell you what, they can be very, very safe, especially if you're travelling in the outback and you want to pass a truck. You can simply dial him up, ask if it's okay and safe to pass, and actually be able to pass. Not to mention travelling in convoy can be a lot of fun and it can be very safe, especially if you're in gravel, you're in dusty conditions and you're in areas where it's difficult to see. Being able to communicate on the CB radio is very good. Now, another handy trick is having a separate handheld UHF radio is great when you're backing the caravan or car in. You've got your unit in the car and you've got a unit outside the car, and if you've got to get in a tricky spot and back a caravan in or a boat in, or you're actually traversing across some really rough four-wheel drive spots and you need someone to actually spot you with a vehicle, having a unit in the car and a handheld radio is definitely the way to go. So again, UHFs, ultra high frequency, go for something around 5 watt, make sure it's high quality, make sure you're choosing an aerial that's going to suit your needs the absolute best, and that's going to keep you in good stead and make sure you're going to have something that's going to work very well.